Hello and welcome to Future Tech interview series. I am Alpana Saha. Today I am interacting with Dr. Devpriya Datta, Head of Science, Equity, Empowerment and Development Division of Department of Science and Technology. Welcome sir to our program.
Thank you.
Sir, how Department of Science and Technology connects science to society?
If you see, the science and technology has always been an important tool for the nation building in the country after our independence. And the last science and technology policy emphasizes on utilization of science and technology for the citizens' benefit. And in that context, if you see the role of science and technology for development of the community, it's threefold. First is to improve its knowledge, usage of the technology and the skill development, so that the higher level technology or lower level technology that can be absorbed by the society for their own livelihood context, so that the livelihood can be improved by usage of the new knowledge, new technology, and they can become a part of the mainstream socio-economic development of the country.
So the connect is through skill development and
Knowledge, skill development and technology. These are the three main
and how livelihood can be increased?
Yeah,
Some economic aspect might be there.
Yeah, so like if you see the livelihood, there are two aspects. One is the social aspects and the economic aspects. If you look into the economic aspects, there are the three main verticals of the society. Like first is your like we have a formal sector, and there is for India the main sector is agriculture and the non-farm sector. But if you see in the Indian social context, the agriculture is the main engine, because the additional income what an agriculture is developed, that goes into the formal sector strengthening as well as the non-farm sector strengthening. So the role of science and technology to strengthen this farm and the non-farm sector, so that their efficiency, their productivity, their performance improves, and the economic growth can be converted into a social benefit and the social well-being of the country. So that's the way that science.
Are there any scheme for the disadvantaged section of the society and the agriculture sector of the society?
If you see the definitions of the disadvantaged society, there is no definitions per se. It's a more often perceptions, and this perception changes as the nation builds on this on economic growth curve. The people who are after independence, we used to consider them a disadvantage, and no more disadvantage now. But still, the Department of Science and Technology has a very focused program or scheme in the name of Science for Equity, Empowerment and Development, which when it started was used to be known as Science and Society program. It focuses on the disadvantaged sections, and there are I will say these are all the beneficiary verticals on which we focus. It includes women, it includes SC/ST community, it includes disadvantaged and the elderly. So we have specific programs which are focused towards all these beneficiaries, and also most of our activities are focused towards the farm and the non-farm sectors.
So what is the role of voluntary organization in the empowerment of the society?
If you see the development of the concept of governance, government is no more only the partner in the governance. There are other partners, the civil society and the private sector. So the NGOs represent the civil society, and and in the context of the usage of S&T for the social development or the livelihood development, the role of NGOs is here the conduit of this knowledge taking to the society. Because generally the institutions, the scientific institutions which are mandated to develop the scientific knowledge, have a poor reach to the society directly. That's by their mandate. On the other hand, the NGOs, many of them having the S&T capacity, have the strength of directly linked to the society. So they can bridge this gap between the knowledge, the technology and the skill, which can be transferred and adopted by the society for improving their livelihood and their socio-economic conditions per se.
Sir, how can we have public-private partnership for future technology implementation in various sectors in the country?
If you see, technology is sector agnostic, and if you see the total value chain, what is the role of the public sector and the private sector? Technology, when it is marketable, it is the role of the private sectors, and whenever it is like the below the value chain, like when it needs to be nurtured, because the technology develops out of your science understanding, so knowledge understanding, that needs to be nurtured by the public sectors. Because if you see the globally, research is always being supported by the public sectors, by the government, because any technology development depends upon huge investment on the research and development.